I stopped using vitamin C for 6 months. And when I decided to use one of my favorite Holy Grail vitamin C serums again, my skin completely freaked out. I was actually shocked that my skin was reacting in this way. And I'm talking peeling of the skin, tightness, dryness, redness, and I had that really warm sensation to my skin. And this was all after one application. This wasn't using this particular vitamin C for several days and then this happened. No, this happened almost immediately, pretty much like within a day. So I'm going to explain to you in this video why I went through this and why most people probably experience this type of reaction when they first start using L-ascorbic acid vitamin C formulations. So let's get right into today's video. So let me start this video off by explaining why I even stopped using L-ascorbic acid vitamin C serums. And the reason being is because I wanted to take a break from this ingredient and really focus on key skin concerns and key skincare ingredients to really give what my skin needed and what I wanted out of my skin. So when you're using ascorbic acid, this is the most direct form of vitamin C. It can be irritating for some. It's also a product that tends to oxidize pretty quickly. So you usually want to use up these vitamin C's within 2 to 3, 4 months of opening. They don't last very long, but you want the potency, so you want to use them up as quickly as possible. Now, when you're using these types of vitamin C serums, you really shouldn't be pairing these up with specific ingredients like tretinoin, retinol, exfoliating acids, copper peptides, because these are other ingredients that can conflict with vitamin C, but also they can create harsh pairings for a lot of skin types, and you could experience additional irritation and dryness. So I always use vitamin C in my morning, but back 6 months ago, I just wanted more out of my skincare routine. So I decided that I would eliminate ascorbic acid and replace it with vitamin C derivatives. And you have heard me talk a lot about vitamin C derivatives in 25, and I'm still going to be talking about them in 26 because I really like the ones that I have been using. I have seen great results with them. They are more gentle, they have a longer shelf life. You don't have to worry about finishing them up as quickly as ascorbic acid. But if you are somebody that has sensitive skin, vitamin C derivatives are truly the way to go because again, they are more gentle. So I didn't necessarily go the vitamin C derivative route because it was more gentle necessarily, because my skin was actually thriving on ascorbic acid, but I wanted to incorporate additional ingredients into my morning and nighttime routines to target specific skin concerns and of course my skin type. And to do that, I had to replace ascorbic acid with a vitamin C derivative. So then I was able to use my copper peptides in the morning alongside my vitamin C derivative. Nighttime, sometimes I paired up my vitamin C derivatives with tretinoin and so on. So I had more freedom to curate morning and nighttime routines based on what I wanted out of my skin without having to worry about any type of conflict. So the reason why I decided to start using ascorbic acid again is because I have been breaking out a lot lately. Sometimes I break out due to hormonal breakouts. Sometimes I break out due to trying something new. I am very acne prone. Sometimes this just happens and my skin just freaks out once in a while. So I am currently experiencing post-acne marks, some discoloration, and ascorbic acid is one of those ingredients that really helps to brighten my skin pretty quickly because it is a direct form of vitamin C and it tends to work quicker on my skin personally. So I wanted to speed up that process with my skin, giving more of that even skin tone, that brighter complexion in a quicker amount of time. So I decided that I would incorporate one of my favorite vitamin C's, which is the Timeless vitamin C. And this is actually the 10%. I really love the 20 and I was always consistent with the 20%. But I thought since I have been off ascorbic acid for 6 months. Let's start with 10% and then work my way up to the 20 if that is what I wanted to do. So this has nothing to do with the brand. This has nothing to do with the formulation. This would have happened even if I was using a different ascorbic acid vitamin C. So this isn't blaming the brand whatsoever. I love this brand and I will still continue to use this brand. Ascorbic acid has a lower pH. It's more acidic. And so this is going to create that cell turnover and it works a little bit quicker. With vitamin C derivatives, they have a higher pH, around 5 or 6. The same pH is what your skin is naturally, which is why it tends to be more gentle. But with derivatives, they can take a little bit longer to work as well, in my opinion, and from my experience. It really is just the acidity of the vitamin C that caused this instant reaction with my skin. So right after I applied it, I kid you not, within a half an hour, my skin started to feel quite tight, almost like I didn't have enough moisture on my skin. So that led me to apply more moisturizer on my skin. I thought, well, maybe I just didn't put enough. So I put another decent layer all over my face. And then again, within an hour or so, I felt very tight, especially around my mouth. And then I started to get this warming sensation with my skin. And I thought, oh my goodness, like my skin is having a reaction. Like I have experienced this before with exfoliating acids, you know, ones at a high concentration, and I was experiencing that same exact feeling with this, even though this is at a 10%. Again, this has nothing to do with the brand and the product. This is just the ingredient that is reacting with my skin. So that vitamin C was probably only left on my skin maximum an hour and a half. And then I rinsed off my face and I started all over. I just focused on skin repair. And I kid you not, by the next day or day and a half, I started peeling around my mouth, above my lip, my chin, almost like the same type of peeling that you would experience from starting tretinoin or retinol. The same type of thing. So I have not introduced this product or any ascorbic acid into my routine since. I just focused on skin repair for the remainder of that week just to get my skin back to normal. And then I just continued with my vitamin C derivatives and the rest of my skincare products. So at this point, I don't know when I'm going to introduce this again. Maybe come this spring. My skin has been very dry and irritated this winter already, just because of how cold it's been and the furnace is on. My skin goes through that every single year. Actually, the reaction of this could have been also because of how dry the house was too. I mean, I don't know. So when my skin is in a shitty state, I always like to share what's going on, what I'm doing to correct it. And of course, when I'm having a really good skin moment, I always like to share what is working for me as well. I think it's only fair to do these videos once in a while, also to share awareness. But I just wanted you to know that even though I experienced this situation with my skin, it doesn't mean that you will. We're all different. But if you are experiencing dryness and irritation from ascorbic acid, just know that this is a common side effect. And a lot of people may experience this. So start slow, like 1 day a week, and do that for a couple of weeks, and then introduce another day, so 2 days a week, and then do that for a couple of weeks, and then introduce more days as the weeks go on, just like you would with tretinoin and retinol, just to play it safe. But if you are using ascorbic acid right now and you don't usually get dryness and irritation, but all of a sudden you are experiencing irritation, check to see what other ingredients you're using with it. Are you pairing it up accidentally with tretinoin or with an exfoliating acid? Because again, those ingredient pairings could be a little harsh, which could lead to more irritation. So just wanted to share this video, share my experience. Honestly, I was shocked when that happened. I really was. I didn't think that I was going to experience that just because of how many years I've been using vitamin C and actives, but it really doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or you've been using actives for a long time. Things happen. And again, maybe my skin is already in a little bit of a compromised state because of the winter and the furnace as to why this ingredient led to more irritation. It's possible, I really don't know, but I'm going to eliminate this for now. I am going to reintroduce this, but I might wait until the spring months, until the weather warms up a little bit and there's more moisture in the air. And I think that that will maybe create a better transition into this ingredient when my skin is in a normal state. And then of course I will take it slow and gradually increase my usage from there while introducing, moisturizing, and repairing things. But I hope that you found this video helpful. I know this video is a little different than what I typically do, but I always like to share what my skin goes through from time to time. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know in that comment section. Also, let me know if you've ever experienced this yourself. Did you ever take a break from ascorbic acid and then all of a sudden reintroduce it and your skin is freaking out? I would love to hear your experience. So let's get a conversation going in that comment section. I will link up some of my favorite ascorbic acid formulations and vitamin C derivatives below for you for your reference. And I will see you all in the next video. So take care, and I will see you all then. Bye guys.